Hello guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. So today I'm going to be inviting a medical laboratory scientist who works in the UK for her to give us a little bit more insight on how you could actually migrate from Nigeria or your home country to the UK to come and work as a medical laboratory scientist. Okay, so if this is your first time here, you're welcome. My name is Gbemi Olatunji and I make videos around med lab science and the healthcare profession. So if you're interested in content like that, please click the subscribe button. I'm part of my family. Like I said, she's a Nigerian also. The lady, the med lab scientist that's going to be meeting us, she's actually a Nigerian, but she's currently working in the UK. So if you're curious to know how you could actually migrate to the UK as a med lab scientist, to work as a med lab scientist, then definitely keep on watching. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Thank you so much once again for joining us here on this channel. I would like to meet you. I would like them also to meet you. Just tell us a brief introduction to yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Emily. I'm a biomedical scientist and I reside in the UK. I'm actually from Nigeria, but I studied in the UK. Okay. So I had my BSc and MSc from the UK.
Okay, med lab scientist, that's what we are called here in Nigeria, but it's called biomedical scientists over there in the UK. That's something I've observed. And going through Google, I saw that you have to register with HCPC. So can you just tell us more about HCPC, and then is it for just only biomedical scientists?
All right, HCPC is actually called, HCPC actually stands for Healthcare Professions Council, and that is just for people working in health and care professions. It's not just for biomedical scientists, regulates 15 professions. And
okay, I'll try to write those 15 other professions. We need to get registered if we want to move into the UK to come and work as biomedical scientists. We need to get registered on the HCPC. Like, it's a license, so we need to get the license. So can you just briefly just tell us a bit about the license? How can we register, the website and stuff like that?
Okay, to get registered with HCPC, you actually have to meet some standards. So they've got about 4 standards. So the standard of education and training, of ethics and performance, then of like continual professional development. So you need to meet all these standards. That is when you'll be able to apply. International pathway, you have to have a degree that the HCPC would accept. Then you need to recognize, and then you need to have like professional training. So you need to have like laboratory training, or you should have done a bit of laboratory work in your country, and it comes with a scrutiny fee. After that, then you will now be allowed to register.
First of all, you need to get that degree from your home country, work for a period of maybe a year or 2, then start up the application.
Yes. Basically, those are the 2 major things: your professional experience working in the lab, then your degree. Then there's ethics and conduct, which is
have to download the form, fill the form, send the other documents that are needed, right?
So on the first page of the form, there's actually a registration department, and the address is written there. So what you have to do is just gather your documents and send it by post, by registered post, so that you can be sure that the application pack has been received. So it's not online, it has to be by post.
Okay, like for instance, DHL, that's what's very popular here in Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay. So now when you submit all those things, they will now look through your form and all the evidences you've given. Then after that, they will now ask you for your scrutiny fee. That's about £495, right?
It's increased to like 539.
Has increased now.
Yeah, on the 1st of July this year. So it's £539. So yes.
So when you now pay that, and then they go through all your documents and you're fine, you're good, do you need to pay any other money?
Yes, you will now need to pay the registration fee. So the scrutiny fee is just for them to look into you through your documents to make sure that you meet all the standards. Then you can go on the register. So to go on the register, you need to pay, I think, £98 for a year. For the HCPC registration is like for 2 years. So that's like 196.24 pence. So that's how much you need to pay to be on the register for 2 years. So every 2 years you get to pay the same amount, or if there's an increase, then you just get like get to pay that amount to remain on the register.
Basically, how long does it take do you know how long it takes to process being on the HCPC from the day your document arrives at their office? Like, how long?
It should take a period of 60 working days. So that's like 12 weeks. So like 3 months. So if your application is straightforward, if you have all your documents, if there's no need for them to come back to you and tell you that something is wrong with your paperwork, then it should take an average of 60 working days.
Okay, so that means it's very important that when you want to send your documents, ensure that everything is complete, so that they don't have to get back to you and have to pause, so that everything will just go on smooth. As now is after you get the license, after you being on the register, what else? How do you get the job?
So to get the job, you need to go on the NHS website, which is like National Health Service, is the main employer in the UK. Then you just look for biomedical scientist job.
You search for jobs. Are we going to get to do like an interview? Like, are we going to be interviewed, or once you apply, you get it?
Yes, you're going to be interviewed. You have to apply for the job. Then, if you're selected, you'll be called to be interviewed. So yeah.
I want to also ask this thing, like, do we get to have funded visas, like where the employer is going to sponsor the visa?
It depends on the employer. There's some employers that would offer a tier 2 sponsorship. It's like a certificate of sponsorship that they would apply on your behalf. Then you would work with the employer. But there's some jobs that actually want someone that is ready to go. So on the job advert, if someone is willing to sponsor you, they will write it like at the notes under the job that there's tier 2 sponsorship available. But if it's not, there is likely that they want someone that can come in and work straight.
Biomedical scientists over there, do they run calls, like do overnight, run on calls, or is just morning duty only?
It depends on your specialty. So if you are in a lab that works 24 hours, so if you are in like biochemistry or hematology, transfusion science, those are the disciplines that they need people to work 24 hours. Then you will need to be on call. You will need to do some nights and weekends. But if you are in like pathology, which is just like 9 to 5 role, then you don't do on calls. Or
what about microbiology?
Microbiology, yeah, you need to do on calls.
Is it only in hospitals that we could get jobs? The jobs, are they just for hospitals, or there are also some maybe industries or some facilities where we could work as biomedical scientists?
It's not, you can work in various settings. You can work in like pharmaceutical labs, in research labs, in the industry. You can also work in like forensics lab, like in the lab where they're doing forensic tests. So it's not just the NHS, or it's not just the hospital. And there are also private labs that run tests and need biomedical sciences. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So I did not actually know that you schooled in the UK. So so for people who schooled in the UK, how do you get to stay back? Because I feel like people usually say, if you go to school in the UK, I think most of them usually come back after they are done with school. So how can you stay back and get a job there?
There was something called like post-study visa at the some years back. Okay. So that's what allows most people to stay. So you get a 2-year visa where you can work, and after that, if you get an employer that can sponsor you, then you get to stay after some few years. So, but now the UK, for a while, the UK took away that post-study visa. So most people that came to study, they had to leave. But now they're bringing it back. So I think from next year or this year, July, you can, if you come here to study, you get the 2 years where you can work. And if you're lucky, that's why it's good that wherever you get to work, you prove yourself, and the employers can say, oh, we really like this person. We wouldn't mind going through the stress of the certificate of sponsorship. So if they are able to do that, then you can get to stay. And after, I think, 5 years, you can apply for your indefinite leave to remain. And after a year, you can apply for your citizenship.
Okay. How is the pay like? From medical side?
Pay is good. It depends on how can I say? It depends on your experience. So if you're just coming out of the uni and you've not done your training, the amount you will get will not be equal to the person that have actually done their training. So after a year, you get an increase. So I think at the start, I'm not quite sure of this, so we might need to check the NHS website. But at least maybe if you start, you get like maybe 20,000. Then after every year, you get like, I think, like 1,000 more. So the more years you spend, the more amount you get. Then you get more holidays after, like every 5 years, you get some more holidays and stuff. So the more you're in the NHS, the more experience you've got, then the more you're paid for your experience.
Okay, so the other thing, like you said,
other thing outside HCPC registration is something called continual professional development. So it's not just done and dusted. Once you register, that is it. You need to get to do some courses. You need to continue your professional development because you can be called upon. So I think every year or every 2 years, they would check the register and they will just pick some people. And when you're called upon, you need to have like a portfolio of everything you've done for the last 2 years. So that's another thing to keep in mind.
You need to take a course. Is it a course? The continuous?
No, it's not a course. It's just like it's not like a standard course. But what I meant by a course is maybe there's a day course on a topic or a 2-day course on something. So it's more like short courses or seminars or lectures, things like that, like reflective learning that you need to constantly show that. Yeah. So even if you're registered, you still need to keep on learning and stuff like that. So yeah, that's another thing to take note. Yes. So
thank you so much.
I think that's everything. Thank you so much for having me.
For your time. I really appreciate it. All right.
Yo.
Bye.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye. Bye.